kind of quiet lately, and what we learned is that he'd actually gone back to rehab in July, and what was said at that time was that it wasn't that he'd fallen into addiction, but that it was preventative. So clearly he was having issues very recently.
Yeah, and you know, we're just getting bits and pieces of this story, but you know, what has come out so far is that he had been struggling lately, that he was very depressed, and we talked to Dr. Keith Abel a little while ago about, you know, how difficult that can be, even given all of the success that he had. Obviously he had his demons, to be sure. Always did, right? That's
right. He had demons for a long time. Now his addiction issues go back to the 70s and the 80s, where he was very close friends with John Belushi from Saturday Night Live, and they would pal around and they did cocaine together, and they got into it very heavily, and it was only when John died from a cocaine overdose that it was a real wake-up call to Robin Williams. Now he also had a wife, his first wife, who was expecting at the time, and so the combination of John dying and expecting his what became his son, that really, it made him go cold turkey actually at the time.
Yeah. You know, like so many Hollywood folks, he had several wives, but his second wife, who started out as the nanny to his oldest son, right? They were married for 18, 19 years, I think, which in Hollywood passes for, you know, a really successful long marriage, right?
That's right. Well, for most of that time, he was free of his addictions. He was sober, and after 20 years of being clean and sober, he again fell into, now this time it was alcoholism. And he talked about it a lot afterwards, but he said that it was just like it started very insidiously. He felt that as an alcoholic or a drug addict, that it was always on the edge. And at one point he just fell into it, had one drink, and
so
that was
thought
it.
He could have just a little bit.
That's right.
Of Jack Daniels, and he learned really quickly that he couldn't. Bonnie, thank you very much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
So as we remember the life and the legacy of Robin Williams tonight, in moments we will speak to the director of one of his movies, Patch Adams. But first, let's take a look at Robin Williams' very first appearance with none other than Johnny Carson. Watch this.
This is Robin Williams' first appearance on the Tonight Show. People always think performers don't get nervous.
Not at all, really. I don't. Oh God. Not really. Not me. No way.